Hi folks, Jesse Ivy back with you again today, and today it's a beautiful day in Bend, Oregon, and a lot of people ask why buy land, and I even asked myself that question many years ago when I got into the land business. But there's a lot of benefits to buying land that you may not have even thought about. um, the first reason I got into land was I wanted to get into real estate, but I didn't have enough money to go buy houses or go buy rental properties or anything like that. So I started investing in land because I could get into land for a lot cheaper than I ever could uh, get into, like buying a house or buying a rental property. And I thought that way, if I made investments in land, eventually, I would end up starting to make some money with it. And that's exactly what happened. Um, Things that people don't really realize about land is the fact that land is a great asset to have, and anybody will tell you, anybody that's uh, fairly wealthy will tell you that you should always have some land in your portfolio. Um, Land is an asset that tends to go up in value over time, and it's just nice to have some on hand just in case things go wrong, and you have to, what if somebody needs an operation, or maybe the climate changes as far as the country, as far as the interest rates and unemployment and things like that. What if things in your own life change? So that's why I like to have land on hand, because in case you ever need to sell it, it's an asset that tends to go up in value, especially if you wait 5-10 years. It really goes up in value, it tends to. And then also it's just nice to have it in case you need cash for something. Suppose you're not a good saver. Suppose you're somebody that doesn't save money very well. Well, maybe you bought some land for $10,000. You bought 5 acres for $10,000, and and you hang on to it for a period of time, and it appraises out after you've owned it for 5 years. It's now worth 15,000 or maybe 20,000 or whatever. It just tends to go up in value, and it's a good asset to have just in your portfolio in case something goes wrong. I kind of look at it like especially your good lots. You want to hang on to those, and you want to keep those in case, like I said, you need them for some emergency situation, or just because they're good lots and you want them to continue to go up in value. The thing about land is you don't have to do anything to it. Like a rental property, yeah, I own some rental properties, but they need maintenance, or they have a tenant or whatever. With land, that isn't the case unless you carry a contract on it. You can turn around and sell it. You could carry a contract if you turn around and sell it, and then you have monthly income coming into you every month. But the other thing about it is, with land, is you can always count on it. It's always there. And a lot of people don't understand that about land, is you can get into it very inexpensively, and and buy it and hold on to it for a number of years. And like I said before, it's there in case there's an emergency situation, or it's just you just use it as your retirement or your savings account long term. And then there's times where you might want to sell it. Suppose, for example, I've done this before. Suppose you buy a piece of land. I bought this one piece of land back in probably 10 years ago, and I bought it for $8,000. I bought 80 acres for $8,000. I turned around and sold it for about $60,000. So, and then I 1031 that into something. So it's something that you can always count on, and if you need it, you can always sell it if you want to, or 1031 it into something else. That's basically using your equity out of that property and put it into a new property. You might even want to put it into a rental or a home that you want to buy, or whatever. But that is the thing about land. Land you can count on. And the thing about land is you don't have to do anything to it, okay? Your land sits over there. You don't have a tenant to worry about. You don't have to go over there and, make sure that they're not destroying your property, or, whatever, And the other thing about land is you can use it. You pay the taxes on it, and you can use it recreationally. Even yourself, you can use it. You could lease out the land and have somebody else use it. They want to use it for camping or whatever. There's so many options with land. But the thing about land is you don't have to take care of it. It just sits over there. It just literally sits over there while you wait for it to go up in price over a period of time, and you don't even have to worry about it because it just sits over there and you have nothing to do. The worst thing that possibly could happen, maybe it'd be somebody come along, throw a bag of trash on it or something like that. But as long as you don't have it leased out, you don't really have to worry about that. But you can always count on land. Land is something that you can always count on. So remember, if you're looking to buy land and you're thinking about buying some land, buy land that's smart. Buy land in areas where you can see it growing. It's going to grow long term, or these little pockets of areas where you buy land, either just outside the city limits, or you buy a good chunk of land where there are areas maybe in your state where land is not as expensive in other areas. You just hang on to it, and long term, 5 to 10 years, I guarantee usually your land is going to go up in price. It's going to go up in value, and you're going to have people wanting to buy it or lease it or whatever. And there's so many options you can do with land. There's so many things you can do. But the key is you need to have some cash. So you have to save up, obviously, to buy some land. If you don't have a lot of cash, then another thing you can do is you can buy land, online, or you can buy land from somebody who's offering owner financing, and you just double up on the payments, pay it off sooner, and before long, the deed's in your name and you own the land. But long-term, land is a great investment. I've used it to do so many things over the period of years that I've owned land. And the thing about it is, a lot of land you can get into for so inexpensively compared to rental properties, commercial properties, even houses. If you're buying houses, there's a lot less risk with land. And like I said, there's no maintenance, man. Really, all you have to do is pay the taxes on it, and that's about it. Once you buy it and you pay it off and it's yours, that's all you have to do is you just wait for it to go up in value. And there you go. And before long, if you start buying land, let's just say you just buy one piece of land every year. You buy one piece of land. Okay, after 10 years, you own 10 pieces of land. Okay, not one piece, you own 10 now. And you just put yourself in the time machine. Then as time goes on, all that goes up in value, and you continue, it just continues to go up in value, and you continue, your net worth goes up in value because of that reason. And then if you decide, hey, I'm going to sell this, or I want to sell this, and I'm going to 1031 it into a rental property because I feel like I want to try a rental property, or maybe I want to buy a new house, I'll just 1031 it into something, or I'll sell this property and use proceeds to buy a down payment for a house or whatever. There's so many things you can do with land. And anybody that tells you that land is a worthless investment or isn't a smart investment, they don't know what they're talking about. There's so many people. You think about Ted Turner, he owns so much land in the United States. Bill Gates, he owns so much land in the United States. It's ridiculous. If that's such a bad thing to do, why do they own so much land? So remember, if you can afford to get in some land this year, I would. And remember that there's no maintenance when it comes to land, unlike rental properties, where you're going to deal with the tenant, you're going to deal with rental issues, you're going to deal with having to keep your rental painted and plumbing problems and all that stuff. With land, look at this, man. There's nothing to do with this stuff. It's just land. It's land. It just sits here and it goes up in value. So if you like time machines and you're interested in making money long term, make sure you at least get one piece of land and put it in your portfolio. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video about why buy land. That is why I would buy land. I just gave you all the reasons why I would. It's going to go up in value, and it's just a solid investment that you can count on and save it for a rainy day, because you never know if your family has an emergency or whatever, you could always sell it. Anyway, this is Jesse from the Owner Terms Land Network. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and we will be back again very soon with another video for you to watch. And this is Jesse signing off from the Owner Terms Land Network.